Guys get friend-zoned, but girls get friend-zoned.
This means that men know how to deal with being friend-zoned.
A boy stops talking to us suddenly after he gets a girlfriend, or starts ghosting us after we reject his first move.
Because he is not gonna risk his relationships or work just for someone.
A friendship that we valued, we thought mattered, if only just a little to him, turned out not to matter at all.
A man has priorities in life, and he wouldn't mind putting everything else on hold just for himself, because he knows being selfish is the only way to succeed, and sacrificing will only get him disrespected.
But in the end, we're the bad guys. We're the ones who lead the good guys on. Of course, we should just expect that's what you always want. We should just expect that friendship is never as valuable as a twist of our hand.
That's the dark reality. They can't expect a man to not friend-zone them when they've been doing it for as long as we remember.
They got friend-zoned. They only lost another girl, another rejection. But we lost a friend, someone we thought was worth more. We lost a friend.
That is called karma.
Anyway, so I think he's feeling me. He was giving off that vibe of like, okay, I think we both are like flirty friends. I think we are on the same vibe. So then I told him, I went ahead and told him, I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I really like you, I'm gonna be honest. And he did not feel the same way. And that
What did
was
he
so
say?
embarrassing. It was so awkward. We were at an amusement park and he was like,
An
oh,
amusement park? Why
yeah.
was this the time?
I don't know. I felt called. Like he gave me some type of signal that I was like, okay, you know what? This is my time to tell him.
Sometimes men would just be friendly, but due to their high charisma and charm, some women might get the wrong idea.
Nope, it wasn't. It was so embarrassing. And now he literally just got married. I just saw on Instagram.
This shows even if a guy friend-zones them, they still see updates on his life, proving not everyone can move on like men do. Friendzone is good for them. Men don't friendzone. They scratch off the list.
Have either of you ever been friend-zoned by a guy, and if so, how'd that make you feel?
A couple times when I was younger, made me feel pretty bad. Yeah, pretty insecure.
I was actually friend zoned by my boyfriend.
I don't know if I've been friend zoned, but I feel like sometimes it's hard to tell if they're flirting with you or just like trying to be friends.
Trust me, they're just being friendly.
And we actually were just talking about this. I feel like if a guy is not like flirting with you directly, then they're just trying to be friends.
Men see that being friends is the best choice because it doesn't have any drama in it.
Do you think men and women can be just friends?
No, I do. I think you can just be friends. Well, no, I do. I really do.
If you asked your best straight single guy friend if he'd date you or hook up, what do you think he would say?
I mean, in my experience, yes, maybe, yeah.
Say yes.
If he's a simp, you know the answer. Otherwise, he won't accept the deal.
So then you can't be friends.
Okay, I think girls can be friends with guys, but I don't think guys can just be friends with girls.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So is it true that women tend to set the boundaries of a relationship, whether you're going to be friends or more than friends?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
That used to be the case, but in today's current event, men have gained back control.
That is a technique people use because oftentimes but oftentimes it's done by people who have no other real choice. They're not the apex male. They're never someone's first choice. So what they have to do is say, I want to play the long game. I'm going to be available when you need me to be. I'm going to be your shopping buddy when you need to call me. I'm going to show you how dependable I am.
Trust me, no high-value man would do that because it's just a lot of work with low rewards.
Why do boys friend zone you? Last night I was on the phone with my friend and we were talking about this situationship I was in with a guy where we didn't even go out on a first date and he just wrote me a long paragraph telling me how, you know, he's not interested in me anymore.
This is how it usually goes. If a man isn't interested, he'll try his best to make it clear to her.
He lost all his feelings for me. I don't know. It was a whole thing and we were talking about that and I said, why do guys do this? Why do they reject you or tell you that they're not into you?
Because they are simply not into you.
Anymore, even when nothing has really happened between the two of you yet, like you didn't even go out, you know, there's nothing. Why the breakup text? Why the breakup text if you weren't even together?
To prevent anything from developing, because men are always 2 steps ahead.
It's fascinating, and we were talking about this and he said, I can tell you why guys do this from a guy's perspective. And I was like, okay, sir, please do share. And he said he used to do this back when he was like 16.
This shows how men have this habit from childhood. It's in their genes.
And the thing is, if a girl is not showing that much interest, so if she's not giving the guy the validation that he needs or wants, or if she friend zoned him, she's not really giving the signs that he wants to see, they come up with this thing where they need to shock you, or they want to shock you in the most outrageous way for you to change your mind about them.
Trust me, they don't do it because of that. They do it so you can give them peace and avoid any potential embarrassment.
So basically they want to move things along a lot quicker. And so they kind of need to change the narrative or the dynamic that the two of you have going on. And thus, the reason why they then friend zone you or reject you is because they're hoping that you're going to chase them.
This doesn't make sense. If someone is interested in you, they will want it to work out. Why would they friend zone you to make you chase? It makes no sense. If men friend zone you, they do not want anything. No need to overthink it. It's simple, really. It's all about them not getting validation. Now I am pretty much set to live the rest of my life to myself, unless I find a great lady who wants me as much as I want her.
If you're a man out there that's watching this, you need to start friend zoning more girls. Friend zoning women is the key to having great friendships and networking with anyone in the world.
Because if you chase them, you will be distracted from your purpose, and it's not healthy.
You are 1 to 3 hot women away from networking with anyone. I mean, like literally, you name them, you're 1 to 3 women away from them. The mistake that guys make is the second you meet a beautiful girl, you just start hitting on her, acting all weird, doing too much.
The key is to do nothing to win everything.
And this is a problem. If you don't end up marrying them, you are going to get exiled from the group and everyone that they know.
Because all of your mutual friends will go along with her.
Not only that, but their friends can't be friends with you no more. You're just slowly cutting off so many awesome people out of your life because you can't contain yourself.
And that is a secret to the Sigma males. They always have many connections and friendships because they know it's the best way to succeed in life.
Start friend zoning them.
Indeed. Focus on your work.
Little story about the time where I told my friend 3 years in college that I had a big fat crush on him, and he friend zoned me. My friend Brady and I were really good friends in college for 3 years. There was one day where I was like, literally, I developed a crush on him like super early on. He is so cute and just so nice. He's just everything I was looking for. So I was gonna shoot my shot, and I walked into his room one day after I went on a date, and I was like, dude, I need to talk to you.
Men can sense this a mile away, and they always have their answers prepared.
Every time I go on a date or I'm doing something, like I'm always comparing this person to you, and I just have to be honest, like, I have feelings for you. This man, I mean, he responded really well, but he was like, Bridget, you've been like a sister to me, but thank you so much for telling me, blah, blah, blah.
This shows that even in rejection, men stay respectful.
Shattered. I was so embarrassed leaving that room, but at the same time I felt relieved because I was like, I've had a crush on him forever.
But it wasn't mutual.
One of the biggest changes I had in my life with women is when I stopped chasing them and started friend zoning them.
That's when men start seeing the difference.
When you friend zone girls, they're gonna probably be better, more emotionally understanding friends than your current guy friends. On top of that, they probably know more people than you. I think women are more social than men on average. So you're going to have more opportunities to hang out and meet their friends and get more opportunities from that in life.
And that to men seems like a fair trade.
The other thing that it does is it's also good for your dating, because girls that you talk to understand that you're just not talking to everyone, and they're special and they feel that and they appreciate that. And I've talked about this before, but there's a saying, and it's don't chase girls, chase your goal or your purpose.
Exactly. A man never follows girls unless he's complete on every scale.
And the girls will chase you. It's 100% true. And friend zoning girls is a great way to do that. Because as you get closer to something that you want, you're going to have more opportunity with girls too, because you're getting closer to your goal, which is, I don't know how it works, but that's just how it goes.
Sigma males know exactly what they're doing. and their goals are their priority.
So get used to saying no, friend zoning girls. It'll open up more doors for you than you could imagine.
Always be honest because you come first. This woman wanted to be with her coworker, but you'll see how he handled the situation.
So I recently got friend zoned by a guy at my work. And I really thought at some point, or there were some signs that he was kind of into me. I know you're thinking workplace crushes are a terrible idea.
Indeed, men will never approach a woman romantically at work because it's off limits and can get him to lose his job.
And maybe I'm just looking for some sort of ego boost to know if he actually liked me, throughout the week, I would say. Always would see me every single day at work, say hi to each other every single day.
Basically, being friendly.
And he had also asked me for scenarios with girls, and he just barely did this, just recently. I can't remember why, but it just started to feel very random that he started bringing up other situations with girls.
That means he's interested in other women, not her specifically.
Mind you, there wouldn't be any active girls he would be talking to, but it was more just like an interest. And even though I know we're not compatible, I'm still attracted to him, unfortunately.
And the reason for that is that he's not interested.
And so comes in and, he acts nervous. And once he leaves, the associate of mine, she's like, I think you make him nervous. And then I'm like, really? Does he not normally act like that? And she's like, no. So I'm like, okay.
Because men cannot reject directly. He avoids her to not create drama because the last thing he wants is to get in trouble at work.
Interesting. So anyways, I finally get him to really say what's going on. He's like, yeah, I just need a friend and blah, blah, you're chill. And I was like, wow, so you really don't see me that way? And he's like, no, I just don't. And I'm like, okay.
This is always a shock to them.
Cool. So, my feelings are really hurt right now. And now things are a little awkward at the office. And I have to see him here and there. I avoided him at all costs now. But the thing is, I forgot to mention is that before the phone call ended, he's like, I feel like you don't want to be my friend anymore. And it's like, no, I just need to process this. And I told him that.
But in reality, she wanted to be more with him. And when it didn't work out, she wasn't sure.
However, that's not the entire truth. I actually do have a mini crush. I have a crush on him. Fuck it, I do. And it's kind of annoying. And it's just hard to see him at work and we're not anything. We're just kind of strangers again. And I think he does want to be my friend still. It's just really hard for me to be his friend because he does talk about situations and scenarios, possible scenarios with other girls.
This is what the previous guy talked about. You need to not chase in order to be chased.
It just really annoys me. I thought he was doing this to make me jealous at first, but, I honestly have to believe if a guy tells me they're not interested, they're not interested.
Men don't play games, so they usually are honest about their mind.
However, his body language and his actions show differently, and maybe he is not trying to get involved with a coworker.
That is another reason why a man wouldn't get involved.
But at the same time, I thought if a guy really liked you, they would just tell you. So, I don't know. This is a situation I've never dealt with before, but I am pretty bummed out and actually pretty sad that I wouldn't have him as a friend. It's not like I don't want to be his friend. It's just really hard to be his friend, and I can't be his friend. And I really realized that guys and girls cannot be friends.
Even if he liked you, he wouldn't risk his job. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.